Thank you for choosing to be open-minded enough to experience this webinar series, which is split into 33 bite-sized and information-packed sessions to enhance your understanding of this vital topic. The overall goal of this series is to demonstrate in significant detail, based upon more than 25 years of consistent college-level investigation of exciting scientific and historical evidence, why evolutionary theory is indeed fiction and not an undeniable established fact, as many have been led to believe. Instead of resorting to unnecessary mockery, baseless personal attacks, intimidating language, flippant dismissal of other views, and data suppression as supporters of evolutionary theory often do, we will cut to the heart of the issue by carefully examining and basing our conclusions on actual evidence, including generally ignored critical concepts and real scientific observations directly clashing with a theory, such as irreducible complexity, chirality, the anthropic principle, living, polystrate, and out-of-place fossils, water gaps, and global megasequences. We'll also explore realities that evolutionists try to sweep under the rug away from public view, including the numerous problems with radiometric dating methods and universal lack of transitional missing links, massive fossil graveyards with mixed marine and land creatures, the Cambrian explosion of instant complex life, the fast-growing collection of soft original tissue and cellular components well preserved within allegedly ancient dinosaur and other fossils, plus the fact that mutation and natural selection cannot create the new genetic information required for molecules to man evolution, even if given eternal time, and so much more. While the inescapable conclusions drawn from these critical concepts and scientific observations are typically repressed, misrepresented, and denied by the secular media, public education system, evolutionists, local atheists, and others, they will be highlighted in this series so you may know all the facts before making your ultimate decision related to this issue. This is your opportunity to hear the other side of the story instead of just the one-sided, dogmatic, supposedly proven beyond doubt so you're a mindless moron if you don't believe it, evolution-promoting declarations that have been constantly fed to us from several sources throughout our lives. You will discover that this is not a battle between evolution, the supposed champion of science, versus unscientific Bible thumpers, but that biblical creationists actually embrace and practice real, modern science, which, as we'll see, strongly supports the assertion God created this universe. Those who choose to accept the biblical view of creation are surely not taking a blind leap of faith into the dark, for it is a highly reasonable, evidence-based belief. If you remain committed to considering with an open mind all the material that will be presented, I'm confident this will be a positive, life-changing event if you're currently an answer-seeking skeptic, or if you're a biblical believer, this will be a faith-affirming and evidence-equipping time for you. So let's get started. We'll explore at least 10 major categories with several subcategories of mainly scientific evidence that will build upon each other to convincingly demonstrate why evolutionary theory should be disregarded as a valid belief in preference to the biblical creation account. These categories include the universal second law of thermodynamics, as well as facts that something can't come from nothing, energy isn't eternal, and life can't originate by chance from non-life. Additionally, the primary mechanisms of mutation and natural selection aren't enough to explain bacteria to biologists' evolution, since they always cause either a neutral shifting, corruption, or loss of existing genetic information and are unable to create the required new information. Also, evolutionists have proposed a plethora of flimsy finds, deceptive discoveries, and twisted truths to advance their beliefs. Further, despite what you may have heard trumpeted as absolute fact by the media, no transitional fossils demonstrating molecules to man evolution have ever been found. There also exists a fascinatingly massive volume of persuasive young Earth and worldwide flood evidence that is likely to either alter or enhance your view of Earth's history and biblical accuracy. The numerous examples of astounding design observed throughout the universe also offer strong evidence against the theory, while evolutionists have admitted the very serious and fatal flaws of the theory concerning the origin of everything, rise of early life, fossil record, highly specified complexity, and intricately ordered design evident in nature, unscientific philosophy behind the theory, and many unproven assumptions of their worldview. Finally, the theory offers an exceedingly depressing present and hopeless eternal future, especially when contrasted with the boundless joy and vibrant eternal hope our Creator wants us to experience. Since each of these categories and some of the subcategories have entire books and videos dedicated to them, it's literally impossible to cover every element and angle of the vast information that exists, but we will efficiently use our valuable limited time to examine much of the most interesting and compelling evidence. We must first understand the basics of evolutionary theory before attempting to disprove it. The most recent version of the constantly revised theory claims our universe began 13 to 20 billion years ago as a hot, pinhead-sized dot of hydrogen, which evolutionists must admit ultimately came from nothing and nowhere. They believe this dot cooled to several billion degrees as it became football-sized. Then, in a split second, during the largest explosion of all time, which is routinely called the Big Bang, all matter, time, space, energy, and other known forces began to form the present universe. The self-created atoms then became huge dust and gas clouds, which eventually split to form galaxies, stars, and planets, including Earth. Earth, they say, originated about 4.6 billion years ago as a dense and chaotic primordial soup of dead particles and energy. From this unorganized soup of dead particles evolved, mainly through mutations and natural selection, all the intricately ordered organisms we observe in the natural world today. This, in a nutshell, is the theory of evolution. Now it's finally time to explore the actual scientific and historical evidence while seeking to determine the best interpretation of this data.